I don't look at my feet very often. But if you've got diabetes, you've probably been told 1,000,000 times already to look after them. But why?
Feet are actually one of the most important parts of your body, and I think we abuse them as a general public anyway. But abusing them when you've got diabetes can have disastrous effects.
The two toes near the big toe went completely black. I mean, they went just like you'd look at a broken twig. I think I could have snapped them off if I'd wanted to.
They talked about checking your feet every day. Didn't need to do that. It wasn't going to happen to me.
You get two complications with diabetic foot disease. One, you can get neuropathy. It can actually cause inability to feel touch. It can also cause a bit of foot deformity. And the third thing is it can affect your sweat glands, so you can get cracks in the skin, which opens a skin barrier to bacterial infections. The second element is arterial disease. We have the small blood vessels, which affects your eyes, your kidneys and your feet. And then we also have the large blood vessels, which affects your heart, your brain and your legs.
When you're first diagnosed, you're very, very conscious about what you're eating and your sugar contents and how much insulin you take. And that's great for the first 10 years, perhaps. And then I started working away as part of my job. And I think it was one day I missed a lunch or missed a meal. And I got away with it. My sugars were reasonably in control, so I thought if I get away with it once, I can probably get away with it again. And you do fall into that age-old cliche that it'll never happen to me, it happens to somebody else. But it did. It happens to everybody. It's not a lottery. It is going to happen. And it's medically proved that it's going to happen. You keep your blood sugars at a high level for any prolonged period of time, you pay the price for it.
The big problem we have when you develop an ulcer is how quick actually you identify you've got the ulcer there in the first place.
It wasn't there in the morning when we got up. When we changed the shower to go out lunchtime, there was quite a substantial growth on one side of the left foot.
Steve was suffering from what we call a foot attack. If you spot redness, increased warmth or swelling, breaks in the skin or blisters, unexplained discharge or oozing on your socks, you need to get medical help immediately. Sometimes there's no pain, but it can still be serious.
We ended up down in Morriston A&E department. We were straight in and it was lanced and I was on IV antibiotics. They could see the infection tracking through your veins, and they later told me that if you had left it to the evening or the following day to come in, they would have been looking at amputation.
Hello, Mrs. Fry. Are we ready?
Yeah.
There we are. Come on through. There we are. Magic. Okay then, Mrs. Fry. So first things first, how's this tour of yours been?
Not too bad, but it is still weeping and all that.
So I think the problem we've got here, so you have got an ingrowing toenail. It's actually pierced your skin, which has actually caused a little portal of entry for a bug to go in there,
Yeah.
which has actually caused you the infection.
Yeah.
And in your case, it's actually gone into your bone.
Three things we've got to look at when someone has a wound on their foot. Have they got vascular disease?
You are showing signs of somebody who has got poor circulation to their feet because your skin's very pale, very shiny. You've got absent hair. If I was to press that toe there, I'm not going to do it on the bad one. We're looking at poor capillary refilling time. We also will get little red patches there on your foot as well. You know, a classic sign really of someone with poor circulation.
If we don't improve the circulation, or we're not able to improve the circulation, then the wound's likely to deteriorate. If we have uncontrolled infection, then that's obviously going to deteriorate as well. And then if we don't get the pressure off it, then that will also lead to deterioration.
They did tell us when she lost her other leg that she would have complications further on down the line with her other leg due to the diabetes.
Just going to just very, very gently see if I can just clean some of this.
Okay.
Sorry, that's a bit sore, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've just removed the nail, and as you can see underneath that nail, we have got an ulcer. we can actually feel that this ulcer has actually gone down to Mrs. Fry's bone. Would you say, were you a heavy smoker in your time?
Oh yeah, back in the past, yeah. When I had my leg off.
You were a heavy smoker?
I was, yeah.
If you had your time over again, would you give up the fags?
Oh yeah.
I would say to patients, it's your foot, it's not my foot. I would cream my feet every day, and that way you're examining your feet as well. Get into a good habit.
Well, it meant that for the last 2 years, most of my life I've been sat in this chair. Before I had my toes removed, I couldn't walk. I couldn't even put my foot to the ground. I had to keep my foot on the buffet, and just if I walked, it was agony.
It's enough to make you realise that poor control, right, you might get away with it once or twice, but in years to come you're going to pay the price for it.
People say type 2 is nothing like as hard or dangerous as type 1, but don't believe it. Type 2 there's no difference between all the hardships and amputations you get with type 1, you get with type 2. It's no difference whatsoever.
I give it walking for a start.
Look after your feet.
Oh yeah, look after them.
Get them checked regular.
Yeah.
Vigilance. Vigilance, it's your foot. Keep it.
Prevention is better than cure. If you smoke, think about calling Stop Smoking Wales on 0800 085 2219. And look at the 10 steps to healthy feet. You'll find them at diabetes.org.uk/putting feet first. If you have any concern, contact your GP or local podiatry department for prompt assessment and advice.